Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone around the world. Thank you very much for joining the webinar today. My name is Ashwint. I'm a marketing manager at Zoho Analytics. Joining me today is my good friend and product manager, Silas. He'll be handling the product demo for us today. All right, our first webinar, 5 Growth Drivers and Enterprise Analytics Platform Delivers, that happened on the 25th of August, covers the latest innovations in the data analytics and BI domain. We also discussed some key indicators that can help you assess your existing analytical systems. Building on that topic, this webinar, Modern Enterprise BI and Analytics Platform, a deep dive into Zoho Analytics, will be a live demonstration of how Zoho Analytics complements your business efforts at every stage of your BI workflow. Here's the agenda for the day. We will jumpstart this webinar with a quick recap of the enterprise analytics journey that we discussed in a previous webinar. Switching gears, I'll be talking about from ingestion to action with Zoho Analytics. And then we head into a live demo that will be handled by my friend Silas. With a quick summary of the webinar, we will head straight into an interesting Q&A session. Now that we have a good mix of audience, a quick introduction on Zoho. Zoho has been in the business for more than 25 years. We have earned the trust of more than 60 million users spread across 190 countries. Over these years, we have successfully built more than 45 different applications to address business needs for enterprises and SMBs like yours. Now, this is Zoho's vision, providing an operating system for businesses, thereby enabling them to automate their business processes across functions like sales and marketing, finance, IT and help desk, human resources, customer service, and much more. Well, the BI and analytics suite cuts across all these functions, enabling enterprises like yours to analyze data that gets fleshed out from this ecosystem. Now, this is not limited to the Zoho ecosystem like the one that you see here on the screen, but it's available for the entire market. Now, in that context, we have been in business for nearly 10 years, and we have enjoyed and we continue to enjoy the loyalty of more than 13,000 customers. Zoho Analytics is offered on the cloud, on premise, and also as hybrid model. It's also available as embedded BI for ISVs and consultants. With a quick introduction on Zoho and Zoho Analytics, let's step into the spotlight for the day. And I'm going to quickly do a recap of the enterprise analytics journey. We coined this framework as from ingestion to action because it follows the typical BI workflow that exists in any enterprise business. It starts with the ingestion of data by breaking data silos, followed by data management and preparation. The third stage in the journey is unified business analytics, followed by data democratization. The final leg in the framework is fostering collaboration. In this webinar, we'll be discussing how Zoho Analytics complements your business efforts at every stage of this BI workflow. And also, we have a live demo that Silas will be handling where we will show you how the product works to help you grow your business across these 5 stages of your BI workflow. Well, let's get started with breaking data silos. Zoho Analytics is a data agnostic platform that helps you to ingest your data from more than 250 data sources. Now, let's start with the common ones for enterprises like yours. Now, you have your data stored across databases or data warehouses. You can get your data into Zoho Analytics. For that matter, Zoho Analytics can connect to any database that supports JBDC drivers. What you see here on the screen are a few examples. So we offer native connections with these databases and data warehouses. So this means you can get your data in a few simple clicks. Modern enterprises run on multiple business applications. So we connect to a wide range of business applications like the ones that you see here on the screen. These are our native integrations that cuts across functional areas like sales, marketing, product management, e-commerce, and much more. So we connect to popular business applications like Salesforce, HubSpot, Facebook, Exact Online, Shopify, WooCommerce, Sage, and a lot more. You can also get your data from files and feeds. Here are the data sources that I have listed on the screen. All right, so that's one part of it. The other way of getting your data is by working with third party service providers. Now, Zoho Analytics is engineered to enable you to leverage on its platform capability to work with any business application to build your own data pipelines. So, here are a few examples of the third party service providers with which Zoho Analytics integrates with to get your data. And in case if you're not able to locate your data source inside the product, no worries. We have built a robust API stack that can help you to connect to any data source through the API route to get your data into Zoho Analytics. Jumping to the second stage on the analytics journey is data preparation and management. Zoho Analytics now serves inbuilt or inline data preparation services. So this means you can prepare your data inside Zoho Analytics. It's self-service and it's also powered by AI and ML technologies. That helps you to integrate data from multiple data sources, just like what I explained to you a while ago. The AI and ML engine built inside the data preparation layer enables you to contextually model your data for analysis with advanced suggestions or recommendations that the platform throws. You can clean and transform your data in a few simple clicks. So these recommendations are based on your data types and they help you to clean your and transform your data in few minutes. The ML based enrichment capabilities built into the platform enables you to enrich your data. And finally, the data cataloging feature helps you to classify your data for easy identification, retrieval, or for you to assign access and permissions on your data. And it can also be repurposed for any other application depending on the business needs. This is the inline data preparation capability powered by Zoho Data Prep. It's the self service AI powered data preparation and management tool from Zoho. Now, Zoho Data Prep is also available as a standalone service. So, depending on your enterprise applications and needs, you can choose to leverage on data preparations capabilities as well. The third stage in the ingestion to action framework is unified business analytics. Zoho Analytics delivers three key benefits when it comes to unified business analytics. First one being the ability of the platform to get your data from multiple data sources. I think I have adequately explained about that. The second benefit that enterprises get is pre-built analytics. When you integrate your Zoho Analytics account with select business applications, users get to access more than 100 pre-built reports and dashboards. So they don't have to spend time trying to build them, but they are readily available to jumpstart their analytics. The third and interesting benefit that businesses get is the smart blending capability. Data is ingested from different sources and it's smartly blend by the platform to help you get end to end cross functional insights. Let's say, for example, you want to understand how your marketing efforts have translated into sales efforts or sales outcomes, and how your sales efforts have translated into revenue. Typically, these three data sets are slashed away in three different applications. So, one in your marketing application, the other one in your sales application, and the revenue details inside your finance application. With data from these different sources, the platform intelligently blends and helps you understand the influence of one variable on the other. Now, it doesn't end there. We have also added a layer of advanced analytical capabilities on unified business analytics, which is becoming a game changer for the product. We were serving predictive analytics and we continue to do that. But today, you can choose the right ML model to associate with the forecasting depending on your application. Zoho Analytics is also built in with decision intelligence that enables you to run what if analysis to understand or typically to do a scenario analysis for your business. With that, we move to the fourth stage on our enterprise analytics journey, that's data democratization. As one of the key frontrunners in the BI and analytics domain, Zoho Analytics was an early adopter of NLQ capabilities. So we did have search driven analytics, and we still continue to do that, where you can ask a question to the platform in simple language or natural language, and you can get answers instantly. Now, this has evolved or transformed into what we call conversational analytics, where users can get into immersive common conversations with a platform, keep asking questions where the platform understands the intent and the context of these questions and gives you relevant insights. The second capability that we have built into the product is the energy capability. Well, the energy capability simplifies analytics for users. So it can bubble up insights over and above your visualizations. Let's say you visually analyze your data and you want to explore the report, find out, get more insights from the data. So typically, any user would start interacting with a report, might do some filtering or drill downs, and basic exploratory analytics is what they might want to do. Azia, powered by NLG capabilities, can get you these insights at the click of a button. So they give you more or additional insights for you to make better business decisions. Cognitive analytics, Zoho Analytics is now built with intelligence or cognitive intelligence that enables you to analyze textual data differently. And we will be showing you a few examples of that too. The final leg is about fostering collaboration. Zoho Analytics, just like any other vendor, did offer and we continue to offer primitive collaborative capabilities such as embedding, where you can embed your reports and dashboards inside blogs or your websites. Today, we have taken it to a next level. We have integrated Zoho Analytics with Zoho Show, thereby enabling you to create presentations at the click of a button. These presentations have reports and dashboards embedded in live and they are interactive. And the powerful editor built inside Zoho Show supports various elements such as images, text, videos, audio clips, and much more. So, with all this in place, you can build your own data stories to narrate data the way you want. The second interesting feature that we have in Zoho Analytics is about building purpose built websites or analytics portals. This is possible through the integration that we have already done from our side with Zoho Sites. You can just drag and drop your uh, reports, dashboards, and other elements into the editor, and you can build a full fledged analytics portal which is completely customizable according to the needs and likes of your business. You can have videos embedded, maps embedded inside these portals, and whatnot. You can get all of that. For an enterprise, let's say this CX wants to have a look at your reports and dashboards. Typically, they may not prefer logging into a platform, scouting for those reports and dashboards, and trying to get those insights. but rather it's good to have it presented the way you want it and or the way they want it. So these analytics portals are powerful tools that can help you to present your data and insights differently. We have also embedded the NLG and NLP capabilities that I had discussed moments ago at different points of consumptions. So, what I mean, you have your reports and dashboards embedded inside your blogs or be it inside your analytics portals or slideshows. The NLG and NLP capabilities are also delivered contextually at these points of consumptions. So you don't have to log into your application to converse with the platform, or you want to have more insights to make decisions. You can always leverage on these capabilities in the context of your general workflow. All right, folks, so that's the theory side of it. I am now going to hand it over to Silas, who will be taking us through a live demonstration of all that we have discussed until now.
All right, so without any further ado, let me go ahead and start the product demonstration. So today, I'm going to stick with a use case to demonstrate the product in detail. So the business use case is actually a digital storefront, and we call it as FindPick, where they run the e-commerce business and also some retail stores and so on. So, of course, when it comes to a business, you have different departments that includes the different functional areas like marketing, sales, finance, help desk, customer support, and so on. So here in this use case, we are bringing in data from different data sources. And also, I will talk about the other aspect in terms of how to create the visualizations, how the pre-built report works, and how the collaborations can be taken up further from there, and so on. So from here, I'm going to switch to the product. So the first and foremost topic would be breaking the data silos. Of course, as we know that in the current environment or in the current technology, you have the data in different places, meaning as an enterprise business, typically you have your data stored in databases, and most of the times it might be a legacy, old on-premise databases, or maybe it might be a cloud services like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud SQL, or so on. And similarly, you might have your data stored in a local network, or even, of course, the files and feeds like local drive, Excel file, and so on. So it is impossible to ignore those the Excel files that you need to add along with your transaction data to do the analysis and so on. And of course, you will be having some set of applications to take care of your CRM activities, I mean the sales activities, the finance activities, and so on. So the data resides in different places. So an enterprise-grade analytics tool should provide you the flexibility of connecting a wide range of data sources. So when it comes to Zoho Analytics, as you all know, we support a wide range of data sources. That's right from the files and feeds from your local drive, or you have the option to connect it through some FTP files or feeds and so on. And similarly, it might be the cloud storages like Google Drive, Zoho Docs, Dropbox, Amazon S3, and so on. So these three are the pretty simple options out there. But of course, not just there. Zoho Analytics will allow you to connect a wide range of business applications, popular business applications like Salesforce, or of course, within Zoho ecosystem, we support more than 15 plus apps integrations. But of course, even if you use the third-party applications like HubSpot or QuickBooks or Zendesk, we have the option to connect a whole range of business applications. So in terms of connecting all these business applications, it's very simple process. Within very few clicks, you'll be able to set up this integration, and that's it. From there, the data synchronization will be automatically happening, and so on. And third layer, I'm just going to touch base here, is more into like cloud databases, local databases, and so on. So Zoho Analytics will allow you to connect a wide range of cloud databases or cloud-hosted services like AWS, Google Cloud SQL, BigQuery, Snowflake, and of course a lot of other cloud services. So no matter what cloud service or what database that you have, as long as it supports the JDBC drivers, Zoho Analytics can connect and bring in the data out there. And different options in terms of connecting the data, like bringing in the data, I mean importing the data, or you can do some live connect in cloud databases and so on. And of course, when it comes to a database, of course, you have the option to connect databases using a utility called Data Bridge. You can install that utility in your local environment, and you can connect any JDBC supported databases, and you can bring in the data. So connecting the data sources, unify it, bring all the data source in one place, and then do the analytics on top of it is something that the first stage when it comes to the analytics. But of course, when it comes to the enterprise grade of analytics, it should provide you the flexibility in terms of connecting a wide range of data sources. And as you move forward, even after the implementation, as you move forward, you should be able to easily add new data sources and connect it to the existing data warehouse. So connecting the data, like, I mean, the business applications, it's pretty much straightforward. All you need to do is just go ahead and choose the business applications, and you will find a whole lot of the modules and fields out there that you have it in your source application. So like this, and all you need to do is just select whatever the modules and fields that you're looking for. You can go ahead and schedule how frequently that you're trying to synchronize the data. And here the minimum data synchronization is 3 hours. And of course, we are working on to reduce it to more real-time data synchronization. Uh, in terms of selecting the organization, in products like CRM, it typically you will have one organization. But when it comes to the finance applications like QuickBooks or even Zoho Books, you may need to connect multiple organizations, and you will be consolidating the data. So that definitely you can do a consolidated P&L report across different entities and so on, and that you can do it in any bookkeeping applications. But when it comes to Zoho Books, of course, you have the option to do this multi-org consolidation as well within the Zoho Analytics. So within a few clicks, all you need to do is just go ahead and choose the data that you're trying to import, and then you can bring in the data. Similarly, when it comes to the cloud databases and local databases, so as I mentioned, when it comes to the local databases, you need to use an utility called Data Bridge. You need to download that utility and just authenticate it with the key. It's pretty much a simple steps with the installation process, so you can do it easily. Once you've done it, then all you need to do is just go ahead and just choose that data bridge and connect the database through the data bridge from your local network or the on-premise version, and then you can bring in the data. So that's one aspect. So when it comes to the cloud databases, once again, as I said, we connect a whole lot of different services. But of course, in terms of connecting the cloud databases, it's very easy. So I'm just going to quickly show you here. In the other tab, I have a cloud database service, which is, I mean, obviously the database is MS SQL, and of course the cloud hosted service is Amazon RDS. And I specify the endpoint, I specify the port number. I don't have any instance, so I just left it. And credentials, the database name, and that's it. So as soon as you just provide all these information, within very few clicks, you'll be able to connect this cloud instance that hosted in Amazon. So I mean, the in terms of the usability, in terms of connecting these data sources, the process is same. It might be Snowflake, it might be Azure or Google Cloud SQL or Google BigQuery or whatever. You can easily connect any of these data sources, and you can bring in the data. And also, there are two different options. You can import the data into Zoho Analytics, or you can do some live querying as well. So here, the first model I'm showing here is importing the data from the data source, which is nothing but I just connect that cloud service, and I have the option to go ahead and choose whether I'm trying to import multiple tables, single table, or I can go ahead and specify some custom SQL query and execute that query and fetch that data set alone and store it as a table here for analytics purpose. Or even I have the option to go ahead and include the stored procedures in my databases. I just want to switch back to the previous screen to show this feature. So we have something called Live Connect. So Live Connect is nothing but if you're concerned about the data privacy and you prefer to have your data reside in your source, and you prefer to do the analytics using Zoho Analytics, all you need to do is just go ahead and use this Live Connect, where your actual data, the transaction data, will stored within your local network or maybe the cloud service. And you will be just importing the metadata like column name and data type, and you can build the visualizations on top of it. So the process is very much straightforward. All you need to do is just specify the details and go for choosing the data set, and or you can go ahead and specify the query that you're trying to execute and connect the data. And if you just configure the scheduler, how frequently you can import the data, you can go ahead and choose that as well. And within that few clicks, you will be able to connect your databases here. So for example, here I'm trying to import a couple of tables here. So I just chose it. I go next, and it's going to create it as a new workspace. So I just name it as AWS, and I go next. I can go ahead and schedule some frequency. I mean, how frequently I can import the data, I can go ahead and choose that. And what type of import I'm trying to perform. Am I trying to add the records at the end, or am I trying to delete all the records and import the data? Based on my requirement, I can choose it, update, add, and all those operations can be done. And within very few clicks, you'll be able to bring in the data from the cloud databases. So in terms of connecting these data sources that resides in different locations, and you can consolidate in one place, is the very first process that you need to do. And definitely Zoho Analytics will provide you a whole lot of options out there to handle this case. All right, so that's the first stage in terms of connecting the data sources, or I could say break the data silos. And moving forward, let's assume that you have the data comes from different storage here. So in this case, I was talking about the demo setup where we are bringing in data from marketing application, which is Sales IQ, and also we have the option to bring in data from social media applications, digital ad platforms, and everything. And here, in terms of the CRM activity, everything is carried out in Salesforce, but this can be just replaced with any other CRM application. Like, for example, it might be within Zoho ecosystem, like Zoho CRM or HubSpot or Microsoft Dynamic or whatsoever. So similarly, the help desk activities are carried out in Zendesk. So you can also replace this with Zoho Desk and so on. And here, the ERP data I just mentioned here as a AWS. So that's what I just show you, how to connect the AWS and bring in the data. So just assume that this custom ERP data stored in the AWS system here. So this is how you connect the different data sources, all the business applications, databases, local drive, files and feeds, and so on. All right, so here, in the interest of time, I already have a workspace called FinePick 360, where I have the data imported from all these sources, and that includes the social media, the digital ad platform, the ERP application, Salesforce, Zendesk, and everything. Now, as soon as we have all the data imported inside Zoho Analytics, so for example, let's say we are importing the data from Salesforce, this is how your raw data is stored. It's stored in form of rows and columns like tables. Now, what happens? You cannot expect that data to be very well prepared for the visualization layer, meaning you cannot go ahead and create a visualization directly with the data that comes from any source. In some cases, not in all the cases, because as long as you have the requirement to be solved within the field that you're trying to bring in from your source, you just need to apply some mathematical function on top of your field, like deals or amount or location, and that's pretty much straightforward. What if you want to perform some calculations and computations to find out the profit, or maybe the open deals, the age tier, or the average sales duration? Obviously, you need to bring in a data preparation layer to handle these cases, right? So that's the second layer we're going to talk about, and I'll just showcase you how extensible Zoho Analytics in terms of features when it comes to the data preparation layer. So there are two different aspects here. One is when we are trying to bring in the data from the source. Of course, as I show here, the data stored in form of rows and columns. Zoho Analytics will allow you to go ahead and add some formula. That's pretty much straightforward. It offers a very powerful formula engine, and you have a lot of functions out there. You can go ahead and choose it logical function, string function, on any mathematical function, and so on. All you need to do is just go ahead and choose those functions, use the combinations, and build any formula that you're looking for. I'll quickly show you a sample formula here. So the formula here is age in days. So this age in days is a quick example where we are calculating the number of days between the closing date and the created time. In case if the closing date is empty, then you can take the current date. So we can apply the appropriate functions out there to create this formula. Of course, you can use this formula on top of another formula like this. This is the age tier, which will help you to determine the different age in days, or I could say the different baskets where you have your open deals in place and so on, and you can act on it appropriately. So this is one option. Zoho Analytics will allow you to go ahead and build this kind of formula using the powerful formula engine. But the other hand, or the other aspect, of course, Zoho Analytics will allow you to write the SQL queries. So in case if you have a team who got expertised in terms of dealing with SQL, and if you're pretty much comfortable in terms of handling your SQL layer, then you can go ahead and write the select query inside Zoho Analytics. So for example, here, the query table that what you're seeing here is called Rfm Analysis, which is typically you do it in the e-commerce domain to understand the recency, the monetary, and also the frequency of the purchases and so on. So based on that, you can build some report and understand which customer is purchasing frequently, or of course you can, based on that, you can send the discounts and do some marketing activities and so on. But of course, the concept I'm trying to explain here is in terms of preparing the data. Apart from the formula engine, Zoho Analytics will allow you to write the extensive query tables based on your requirement. So in terms of joining the modules, because you have the data comes from different sources in form of tables, and the data will be stored in form of the rows and columns and so on. So each and everything is a different module inside Zoho Analytics. I mean, different table in Zoho Analytics. So what we do whenever we are trying to connect any of these business applications, we automatically build the data model, meaning we understand how exactly the data resides in the source, and based on that, we can understand the relationship between the modules, and we build the data model automatically for all the business applications that we connect. So that's the native integration that we offer. But if you're trying to bring in data from other sources like databases, local drive, files and feeds, and so on, you have the option to go ahead and define the cardinality, I mean, the lookup relationship between the data set, and you can create the reports on top of it. So for example, a random example I'm trying to show here is, here I just right click on a column. This is already a lookup column. It connects, this orders table is already connecting with the accounts table, but I'm just going to show you the relationship, how exactly these two tables are connected. So we have the option to choose different types of cardinality, like one-to-one join, one-to-many join, many-to-one join, and so on. And you can choose the parent and child table and define the lookup relationship based on your requirement. So this happens, I mean, when it comes to connecting many business applications in one place. For certain business applications, we understand the data model on our own, and we are trying to bring the data model on our own. For example, here, when you're trying to connect the data set, I mean, when you're trying to import the data from Zoho Sales IQ and also Salesforce and Zendesk, we understand the data model between these three applications, and we automatically connect these applications based on some specific fields. So for example, if you see this module like visitors in Sales IQ, which can be automatically connected to the contacts module in Salesforce. So you can see this difference here. I mean, the relationship between these two modules. So similarly, you may have the conversations, which can be connected with the tickets in your help desk. So you can see here, this conversation module is connected with the tickets module in your Zendesk. So this might be the same case within the Zoho ecosystem as well. When you're trying to bring in data from Sales IQ, Zoho Desk, and Zoho CRM, we understand the data model and we automatically pre-built it. So this offers this unified data modeling And on top of it, you can go ahead and build any kind of reports and dashboards easily. But of course, you have the flexibility to define your own data model using the lookup capabilities, or even you can go ahead and write the SQL queries based on your requirement. So that's the data preparation layer that offered in Zoho Analytics, but not just this. With the recent update that we made on 13 July 2021, we called it as Zoho Analytics 5.0. We launched a new product called Zoho Data Prep, which is offered as a standalone service like this. So this is the Zoho Data Prep. So in case if you prefer to handle only the data preparation layer, for example, you're trying to connect a cloud database and you bring in the data and you prepare it and you prefer to send it back to the same cloud storage, you can do it. Similarly, you can bring in data from some application, cleanse it, prepare it, transform it, and push it back to the same source. You can do it. So this is offered as a separate service, but most of the capabilities that offered in Zoho Data Prep is available inside Zoho Analytics. So that will help you to take care of certain data preparation layer easily within analytics, because when it comes to a BA domain, obviously data preparation and connecting the data sources, blending the data, transforming it, that's where you spend most of your time. So the Zoho Data Prep capabilities will be available inside Zoho Analytics as an inbuilt capability. And of course, you have the option to use this in certain pricing plans of Zoho Analytics, right? And the speciality or the advantage of using the Zoho Data Prep capabilities, it is completely self-service, AI-driven, and that takes care of a whole lot of operations. So let me give you a sample demo here. I'm trying to bring in a file from my local drive, and it basically a data set called items. So I'm just going to name it as items new, and I'm going to pick a file from my local drive called items, and I try to import here. So at the time of import, at the right-hand side, you could find a couple of options where I can go ahead and view the data quality. So while I'm trying to import the data, with the help of data prep, I can go ahead and see the data quality here. So the data quality looks good, but still I can prepare the data and bring in the data inside Zoho Analytics. So I'm going to use this option called prepare data. So when I try to prepare this data, of course, once again, as soon as I open the data set, it gives me the quick summary of that overall data quality. And I mean, this is basically what you see here, a layer on top of analytics. This particular layer is nothing but it's a capability inside Zoho Data Prep. Basically, we are embedding the Zoho Data Prep capability inside Zoho Analytics. So as soon as I just open this data set, I could find that the data looks like this. But of course, this particular column concerns me because I have some inconsistency in the data. For example, I have something called USD, I have the dollar symbol, I have some USDD, lot of inconsistency in terms of formatting. So it is impossible for me to go ahead and create the visualizations if I have like this, because obviously I'll not get the right result out there. So I just want to make it consistent with a single dollar symbol instead of USD, USDD, and so on. So what I'm going to do, I just need to fix this data set. So I just select it. So this uses the AI and ML capabilities. It automatically understands the pattern of that particular selected text. So here it is USD, and it highlights all that particular matching text across that column. And I'm trying to cleanse this USDD as well. Of course, it once again recognizes that I'm trying to fix these pattern of data, and you could see that it automatically detects the US as well. So what I'm going to do, I just need to replace it with a dollar symbol. So at the right hand side, I have a whole lot of suggestions like extract the values, replace the values, and so on. I just need to replace it. So I go ahead and use this option and replace it with the dollar symbol. And subsequently, at the left-hand side, you can see the preview of the data which I'm trying to cleanse. So when I click on apply, that's it. Once again, within a couple of clicks, I'm able to do this. And this is more self-service. Instead of you find it, the different combinations, you go ahead and fix it on your own. It easily, you can go ahead and do it within a couple of clicks. So similarly, I have a column called item status. I have some empty values here. I prefer to go with filling these empty records with some value. For example, here the item status, I prefer to go with the record like S only if the country of the origin is United States, and no for other regions. So once again, as soon as I just select this column, I have a whole lot of suggestions at the right hand side, like trim my values, or trim white spaces, or split the value, and so on. I'm trying to fill the empty cells. I choose it. So when I choose these empty cells, I have a whole lot of suggestions out there. Am I trying to fill it with the previous value, next value, most frequent value, and so on? So let me go ahead and use this option called formula. And I'm going to specify a formula called if the country of origin is United States, then fill it as S, else it's going to be no. Once again, a lot of functions available here. So I just stick with this formula and I fix this. So similarly, one last data preparation capability I just want to show you, which is very exciting. I have a column called brand, and when I choose it, all the unique values in that column is listed out there at the right hand side, and I could see there are certain inconsistency in this brand value. For example, I have Samsung, I have Sam space Sung, I have the different spelling mistake, and so on. I just need to fix this. I right click on this column, a whole lot of data preparation and cleansing operations are available here. All I'm trying to do here is using the feature called cluster and merge. So when I choose this, using AI, using the metaphor algorithm, based on how phonetically these words sound, it automatically group it, and it gives me a suggestion where I can go ahead and replace it. So similarly, I have the option called static. Different versions of static has been grouped here. I just go with this. So that looks fixed. All right. So once again, within a couple of clicks, I'm able to fix this, and I apply these changes. I can go ahead and do a lot more things out there, but I just apply these changes. So while I'm trying to bring in a data from a source, I have the option to use this data preparation, the extensive AI-driven self-service data preparation tool capabilities inside Zoho Analytics as a single flow. And all I need to do is just go ahead and create it. And all these operations, whatever I did, that will be created as a rule set, meaning it will be saved as a workflow. So whenever a new data comes from my source, it automatically go through that rule set, and that cleansing will be happen, and the data will comes in inside Zoho Analytics. And on top of it, I can go ahead and create my report. For example, brand wise, what is the average price, and so on. A lot more information out there. So this is the second layer where we are talking about the data preparation capabilities, where AI-driven capabilities, but not just that, extensive capabilities like using the query table, formula engine, different types of lookup capabilities, cardinality, letting the data from different data sources all together. All right. So moving forward, we just need to touch base about the unified analytics here, because that's the ultimate purpose. We are trying to bring in data from different data source, and you place it in one place where you blend the data and have it as a one data model. uh, of course, the requirement is more into like a unified data analytics, where I need to go ahead and build the visualizations that uses data from different data sources in one place, and gives me the blended result out there. So the advantage, or I could say the one of the unique option, or the differentiator in Zoho Analytics when you compare it to the other BI product in the market, is we offer a whole lot of pre-built reports and dashboards on top of your business applications. So when you connect any of the business applications, so for example, here I'm showing the Salesforce integration. So as soon as I connect the Salesforce, I will have some dashboards created that gives me the sales insights, lead information, and invoice information, and so on. So a whole lot of pre-built analytics on top of it. So similarly, if I connect any data sources, it might be Zoho CRM, HubSpot, Dynamics, QuickBooks, social media applications, I will have this pre-built reports and dashboards handy where I can go ahead and kickstart and work on it. If I prefer to make some modifications on the pre-built report, obviously I can go ahead and do it by opening that report and make some edits out there, and so on. So that's the unified analytics capability, connecting the data sources, building a lot of pre-built analytics on top of it, automatic blending across different data sources. The example that what I have shown to you is connecting the data source across Salesforce, Sales IQ, and Zendesk, which automatically connect and bring the report on top of it. So that's more into like unified analytics. But of course, you have the privilege or option to go ahead and create any kind of report using the simple drag and drop interface. So when you go ahead and click on create a new report, choose the module, you will find all the fields that whatever you have here is available at the left hand side. All you need to do is just go ahead and drag and drop it, choose the appropriate range, choose appropriate functions and subfunctions on top of it, and create the visualizations. So within very few clicks, drag and drop, you'll be able to easily build the visualizations, change the different types of visualizations, and so on. So this is always available in Zoho Analytics. But as we move forward, we also come up with more advanced capabilities, which are AI driven, which helps you to simplify the report creation process altogether. So there are two different aspects here. One is in terms of building the visualization as an administrator. Instead of using the drag and drop interface, you can use the capabilities like Ask Zia, where you can ask the question and the report will be built automatically. The other aspect is, of course, when you provide access to the different users, you allow them to instantly do some analysis with the Ask Zia. So that's something that we will touch base quickly when we are talking about um, the next stage where we are talking about the data democratization and so on. But coming back to this, I mean, as an user, you can go ahead and build any kind of visualizations. But when it comes to the visualization builder, there are some advanced capabilities will be available here. I just want to quickly touch base. The one here is the forecasting. So you see here a sales trend with the forecasting. So the forecasting is not just simplified with one model. Zoho Analytics will allow you to choose the different custom model of forecasting based on your requirement. So similarly, there is a capability called what if analysis, which is kind of a scenario based analysis. So here, once again, the same sales trend with the forecasting for next few months, where I can have a scenario, a kind of a dynamic parameter at the top, where I just go ahead and make some changes out there. And accordingly, I can see if I increase my profit percentage to 80 from 60, what will be my impact in the future sales? What would have been my impact in my past sales, and so on. So I can put any given scenario out there and build this kind of visualizations and do some dynamic analysis on top of it. So obviously, it comes up with a lot of variable concept where you can use multi-variables and create the reports on top of it. So that's more into like a unified analytics. I just mentioned a couple of advanced analytics capabilities, but uh, you have the option to use a whole lot of advanced analytics capabilities out there. So that's the third layer. Coming to the fourth layer, so that's where we are talking about the data democratization. So meaning absolutely you want to provide access. I mean, because analytics is necessary for any given user. It might be the salesperson in your organization, the team leader, the manager, of course, the manager and all the leadership will comes up with the request to access the analytics. But of course, you need to provide analytics access to each and every level in your organization, where it will help them to keep a tab on what's happening with their performance, and based on that, they can make some decisions out there. Even some scenario, they may need some insights to make some decisions to reach out a particular deal, or maybe to make some to approve an expense or whatsoever. So for that, the capabilities like Azia will be super helpful. So this is an AI-driven feature. Behind the scenes, it uses the ML AI, of course, more precise the technology like natural language querying, natural language processing, and so on, where you can just ask the question in simple English and the report will be built automatically. So previously, the product was more, I mean, this Azia was more into like a question and answer mode. I could call it as Q&A mode, where you ask the question and you get the insights. So that's the Q&A mode of Ask Zia feature. But with the recent update, we just made this as a conversation mode, where you can ask the questions, something like this, and Zoho Analytics, I mean, the Azia will respond you back, where you can ask the subsequent question in the context. So, for example, get me the top 10. So I got the sales by items as the result, and I say get me the top 10, automatically it gets me the top 10 out of it. So this conversation can be continued as you move forward. Of course, you can initiate the new conversations. You can also use the voice bot to get the insights. Now, this capability is also available in the mobile application. So on the move, wherever you are, you can get the insights and make some quick decisions. Also, when it coming back to the concept of data democratization, instead of providing the access to the complete raw data and allow your users to go ahead and build the visualizations on top of it, you just provide access to the ASIA and allow your users to ask the questions and get the insights, because the ASIA is now available in form of embedding capabilities and so on. So you can embed the ASIA within your business applications or in your internal portal and so on. And of course, it supports the multilingual, where you can ask the questions in English and as well as Spanish. So that's the capability of ASIA. That's the NLP or NLQ capabilities of Zoho Analytics. And coming to the next feature, I just want to quickly touch base here is ZIA Insights. Once again, a very powerful feature in Zoho Analytics. It uses the AI and ML to give you some exciting result out there. So if you see this report, this is a sales report by different regions, right? Now, as a person, when I try to come and analyze it, of course, I need to hover things. I can click on the data point, I can drill down it, I can view the underlying data a lot more to get some insights and make some decisions out there. But to simplify the analysis process or to ease your analysis phase, we introduced this feature called ZIA Insight, which automatically gives you a whole lot of summary and suggestion on top of any given visualization. So let's say if you see this report, without analyzing on your own, you can quickly see that the sales between 2020 and 2021 was $80 million. The top four state that was contributing is more into like CA, Texas, Florida, and New York. Similarly, you have a whole lot of information out there to make some quick decisions. So this will ease your analysis process. Of course, it brings you a lot of insights which are under the hood, and you may not think that perspective on your own, but the system will help you to do it with some intelligence capability out there. So that's more into like ZIA Insights. And of course, as I mentioned here is when it comes to the AI and ML driven features, of course, you can use the features like sentiment analysis and so on, and provide, get insights on top of it. But of course, the key concept here is provide access to different category of users within your organization and allow them to do their own analysis with these capabilities. So that powerful the product is. And finally, I just want to touch base the very last topic, which is more into like, fostering the collaboration. So, when it comes to the fostering collaboration, where in the recent past, in the last 18 months or so, there are some statements out there in the market that dashboards are dead, that dashboards are no longer in use. So you need to deliver these visualizations to the end user by crafting a story around it. And to do that, Zoho Analytics comes up with the capability called Slideshow, where you can go ahead and create slideshow in Zoho Analytics. And in terms of creating a slideshow, once again, we are incorporating a product called Zoho Show inside Zoho Analytics, which is a very powerful kind of a presentation builder, which will allow you to build an extensive presentations like this. So you have the interactive report in a presentation, and along with some text and some inferences and so on, where you can deliver the story to the end users. Even you have the option to provide the ASIA capability, changing the visualizations, and a lot more interactive options out there. And whatnot. You can also embed the capabilities like Ask Zia, where the users can come and ask the questions like this and get the insights on top of it. So instead of sharing a regular typical dashboards to your end users, you have the option to deliver this kind of format to the end users in form of a slideshow. So similarly, not just that, also you have the option to deliver these reporting objects to the end users in form of a custom portal, which is kind of a microsite builder. So inside the Zoho Analytics, with some simple drag and drop interface capability, you can go ahead and build a portal like this. I'll just quickly show you a portal builder here. All right, so this is a portal builder. This is more or like a dashboard builder where you can quickly drag and drop the views and create multiple pages, sub pages, and so on, and build a portal and publish it like this within your organization, where the end users can come and access the portal. Simply, they can go ahead and access the visualizations and get insights on top of it. So this simplifies the whole process of consumption. And of course, the very key important uh, concept here we don't want to forget, that when you're trying to provide access to the end users with some different level of permissions and capabilities and so on, you have the option to define the fine grained access controls by creating different user groups, by defining the sharing filter criteria, and so on. So based on that, the end users can consume the data, and they can do their own analysis as well. So that's more into like fostering the collaboration, of course, embedding the ZIA, delivering it as a slideshow, and so on, or some of the critical capabilities of the product. I mean, it's a critical capability in the modern BI analytics platform. And of course, Zoho Analytics, along with the Zoho data prep capabilities, we deliver everything to the end users. So I just want to quickly summarize here. I know we are close to the end of the session, but I just want to quickly go through it and take it up a quick Q&A. So this is the overall Zoho BI analytics platform. This is a complete platform architecture diagram. Starts from the left. We are connecting a whole lot of data sources, moving into the data management layer. Of course, you can do all the things like modeling, cleansing, transformation, enrichment, cataloging, and so on. And of course, moving into the analytics layer where you can build any kind of powerful visualizations, do the data democratization also, and use the capabilities like ZIA Insights to do the analysis and so on. And finally, deliver it to the end users in different mode of consumptions like mobile applications, embedding within any business applications, white labeling, or scheduling these reports, which will be delivered to the end user at that scheduled time, or even you have the option to configure alerts and deliver the alerts to the end user at that scheduled time. And all these are available in the different deployment mode. Zoho Analytics on-premise, I mean the cloud version, which is available in Zoho Cloud. Also, you can deploy it in the on-premise within your local network. And of course, you have the option to use the hybrid model like third-party services like AWS, Azure, Google Cloud SQL, and so on. So that's the quick summary. With that, I know we are on time right now, but still we are happy to take it up the quick Q&A session from here before end of this session. So let me go back and take it up your questions. So the first question is from Alex. So the question is there a native connection with SAP? Uh, yes, Alex, we do connect SAP HANA database. So when we are trying to connect Zoho Analytics to a lot of databases, you have the option to integrate Zoho Analytics with SAP HANA database. But if you're looking for a connector, like a business application connector between SAP and Zoho Analytics, that's something in our to-do list. As we move forward, we will come up with that. But currently, we can connect SAP HANA. Moving to the second question from Patrick, that when will portal be available to the CRM Plus and Zoho and users? Currently, they are hidden. We are hearing about the portal and they look great. However, we cannot access them. Very good question, Patrick. CRM Plus and Zoho One, I mean, of course, you have the option to use the portal, but it's not available as free. It comes up with some add-on cost. So if you contact the support team will guide you and help you to enable it. It would cost you $25 per portal per month. Once again, third question from Alex, that how could we build lookup between multiple Zoho apps if the ID is different? For example, project ID in Books tab and Zoho Projects tab are different. Same for the users between books, projects, and people. Very good question, Alex. But the basic concept of lookup between any data set is obviously the matching column between two different data sets. So we need a matching column between two different data sets to build it. If the ID is different, then we need to go with alternate model, probably the email address or a combined unique username as a custom field or something. So depends upon the data model that you have or the structure that you have within the parent applications like books, projects, and so on, we can help you. So please contact our support and we will guide you how to do it. All right, so last one question we are going to take it up. Is there any way to link Zoho CRM with Power BI? Wow. I think Zoho Analytics comes up with a whole lot of capabilities, which is a very competitive for Power BI. But to answer your question, I'm not sure. I don't think Zoho CRM has direct integration with Power BI. We need to check with the Zoho CRM team out there. But my suggestion is, why can't you try it out, Zoho Analytics, to take it from there? If you need any help on Zoho Analytics, we are happy to help you, Sergio. All right, so thank you so much for your time. With that, we are going to end the session for the day. We appreciate all your interest and time today to join this webinar. We hope the content was super helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach us. You can always contact our support team through support@zohoanalytics.com. We are happy to help you with any kind of queries, demo, and everything to take it further. With that, we are coming to the end of the day, end of the session. Looking forward to connect with you all with the next webinar. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you. Take care. Stay safe. Bye.